just saying, whatever amount of time that it took me to get there, that's at least 30 minutes each way. All right, for me to get up and get dressed and come there, that's at least 30 minutes each way. All right, not even counting what time you called me to get me to come there and stop what I was doing to come to a meeting for you guys. So this is the question that I got. This is the question that I got. Go ahead. Well, and yeah, and then this is what I'm asking you, and this is what I'm saying to you. Nobody ever told me, Vanjana, one thing about saying, hey, Craig, you're not supposed to do, like, you're not supposed to go spend time with kids, like with Logan and some of my other kids, while I was supposedly suspended, that I was never even told officially that I was ever suspended. Nobody ever officially gave me a notice and said, hey, officially, you have been suspended, you can't do this, or you can't do that. Nobody ever told me that. So as far as I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is, the only thing I was told was I needed to leave the building and they would get back to me. That was the only thing I was told. Nobody ever said anything to me. So for 2 weeks, y'all have me sitting there. So for 2 weeks, I'm sitting here trying to call you guys back. Kids is calling me, asking me where I'm at. I'm referring them to other people. I'm saying, hey, call Mr. Rob or call Miss Tyler. How do you think that goes if we have to get litigation? Because you can't have me in the contract, then have me sitting in limbo, and you're not telling me anything. That's not right. I'm just telling you that's not right. So y'all can do what y'all want to do. Okay. Okay. And one thing I wanted to know, and maybe you can't share this with me, but did HR do an investigation in this matter, or was this just an internal investigation? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, all right. Well, maybe you know what? See, that's why I didn't want to give the equipment away. You weren't there, because I already know these is games. I promise you, I didn't know.
The Roxamore Sports Network starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, folks, welcome here live on the Roxamore Sports Network. We are here today at White Oak Bowling for our very first episode in live bowling here at White Oak Bowling as the McKeesport Tigers take on the Woodland Hills Wolverines. So we are in our second match here, and it appears as though that both teams are doing extremely well, and we are now getting ready for the next bowler to come up here, and we are looking pretty good here. So continue to stay tuned in as we bring you live bowling here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Stay tuned. All right, so here we are. We have JV and varsity here at the same time for bowling. Next up, we have Woodland Hills' bowler. And he gets a strike there. Great job getting a lot of support from his team members. You know what, folks? I tell you what, I did not think there would be a lot of people here to come and actually watch this sport live, which is actually kind of interesting. So let's see what happens here. We have the next bowler getting ready. Looks to be from McKeesport. There he is as he bowls. And he picks up 9 pins there. Still one to go in his first frame. Now Woodland Hills is up. And it looks like he cleans it up there with a strike. Great job, Woodland Hills. McKeesport Tigers up. He tries to clean it up, and he gets a gutter ball. I got to work on some pretty cool graphics for this. Let's see what happens. Woodland Hills now up. Oh, and he cleans it up, too, with a strike in his first frame, getting a lot of support and praise from his coach there. Great job, Woodland Hills. All right, so next up, we have Woodland Hills. Gutter ball on the first roll. Try again. We got McKeesport up now. And she gets a 9er. Still has one more to pick up for the second frame. Next bowler up from Woodland Hills. He only knocks down about 3 pins on that one. McKeesport now back up in her second roll, attempting to knock down that one lonely pin, and she does not get it. Gutter ball. Woodland Hills bow up. He picks up 9, so has one to go on the first frame. Let's see what happens here on the second time around. And he cleans it up. As you can see, the bowler's going on in the background. That's junior varsity. We are paying attention to the 2 lanes closest to us, the 2 bowlers closest to us, which is the varsity game. Woodland Hills now rolling for the second time to clean it up, and he does pick up the spare. Great job there. McKeesport now up. Miles, when McKeesport rolls the ball, if you can, I don't know, shift a tad bit to the right to get that, that would be awesome. If you can't, don't worry about it. You're doing just great. All right, I need your shot to show. All right, so we are still making things happen here. This is pretty exciting. Venturing out and diversifying here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Lining up our shots here. So now we have Woodland Hills getting ready for their next roll. Here we are. And he gets a niner on his first roll. Still has one more to pick up. So let's see if he can pick up the spare here. McKeesport now up. And he only gets 9 down on the first one. So he has an opportunity to clean it up. They both do. Let's see what they do with it. Up for a second roll, second attempt. Here we go. Oh, we lost that one. Gutter ball. And McKeesport cleans it up. Here we go. McKeesport up for another roll. He rolls it. He's in our way, but he gets 9 down. Woodland Hills now up. He gets 9 down on his first roll as well. Here we are. McKeesport on the first roll. That was a very unorthodox roll he did there. I don't know exactly what to call that or how to call that roll. Woodland Hills now up for his second time. And he cleans it up and he gets the spare. McKeesport up now. He's up. Unorthodox roll, but he cleans it up. Oh, my goodness. What a surpriser there.
Welcome live to continuing action here with the Woodland Hills Wolverines versus the McKeesport Tiger Bowling here at Oak Park Lanes. We have the McKeesport team leading the Woodland Hills team. Right now the score is 788 to 748 here in the 10th frame. That was another strike here by Joey Landon. Great ball. Joey finishes that game with a 169. Following shot. That was a good pickup there on the right-hand lane for the Wolverines by Dan Patowski. Dan finished that game. Looks like he can go out with a 205 there if he finishes up here in the 10th. Great ball on the left-hand lane. Strike there by Joey Mahawa. Yeah. So Joey bowled the last game, he had a 233 the first game. In the first match, first game of this 3-game match, McKeesport defeated Woodland Hills. The score was 831 to 812, which put McKeesport up in totals by 19 points over that game. And then on the girls match side, girls varsity side, McKeesport also won that game. The first game total was 828 to Woodland Hills 704. So that was a big win by the ladies. Current score right now is 778 to 800. Joey is up. He bowls another strike. So he finishes with a turkey in the 10th. 3 strikes with a 173. So it looks like Woodland Hills pulls out this match 800 to 788 over the McKeesport team. So we have a split so far in the first 2 for the men's varsity team. So this will go to the rubber match, the 3rd match. Each one of these matches are 1 point total for each match, each game, 3 points total per match. So the score for the second match was 788 to 800. The Woodland Hills team wins the second match, which is so far a split for these 2 teams. So we'll be teeing it up here for the 3rd match. It'll be the deciding factor for the men's. And the girls, for the Lady Wolf, looks like the Woodland Hills girls lost the second match as well over here. So looks like they're down to 2-0 here on the girls varsity side. So we're in our 3rd match here and final match here at Oak Lanes, live with McKeesport Tigers versus the Woodland Hills Wolverines, bowling live on Roxamore Sports. Thank you for joining us. So it looks like in the first, Zach Bosnack for the McKeesport Tigers gets up and throws a strike in the first frame. Andrew Suprak is up. Looks like he bowls a 9. He leaves a 5 pin right in the middle of the lane. Up for the Wolverines.
All right, so as we continue here, McKeesport is up. He rolls. First roll gets down 6 pins. See what he does with the second one. And he cleans it up to get the spare. Once again, McKeesport with the most unorthodox roll I've ever seen. It's almost like a two-handed roll, but it works for him. He's getting strikes left and right. I've never seen nothing like that before. I guess there's a first for everything. McKeesport checks in with his coach. See what he should do, how he should do it. Let's see what the game plan is and what the outcome is going to be. Yeah, I'm not that good of a bowler. First roll there, he gets 9 pins down, still has one more to go. Let's see if he can go ahead and pick it up with the spare. Woodland Hills now up. Picks up his spare on the second roll. Good job, Woodland Hills. Great job there. McKeesport picks theirs up. Got a ball on the first roll for Woodland Hills on that last one. You know, I always say aim for the middle. That's what I usually say. You know, sometimes when bowling, you just have to use those arrows down there on the lanes. Sometimes they can help you, you know, with your ball trajectory if you're really, you know, really paying attention to how you release the ball, how fast it's going. If you want to put spin on it, whatever the case may be. Second bowl for McKeesport. She gets 9 pins down total. Does not clean it up. Let's see what happens here with Woodland Hills. He got his Barney Rubble pose going on. And, got her ball there. Does not get the first one there. Let's see if he can. Oh, that was his second one, actually. Sorry. So he came up empty there, completely empty.
All right, sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties. I'm back at it again. Live here. We have a rubber match going between the McKeesport Tigers and the Woodland Hills Wolverines boys varsity bowling. We are live. Up for the Wolverines is Andre Suprak. Looks like he gets 8 on his first ball. Up for the McKeesport Tigers is Rich Graham. He misses 2 pins, leaves 2, gets 8 in that frame. Andre is back up, shooting for a spare. May need a call for some lane assistance. Look like we have a pin down. So we'll switch over and take a look at the ladies right now. For the McKeesport Tigers, you got Lucas Kelly up to bowl on the right side. Lane 16. He's a lefty. Good shot. Down and in, and he leaves a split. Ugly split. Looks like he leaves a 4-9-10 split on that left lane. That's going to be a tough one to pick up. It can be made, but it's very difficult. You have to get that ball all the way to the left to that 4 pin and slide it over into the other 2. He goes down the middle. Doesn't get any. Leaves them all. Gets 7 on that thing. So we have a stoppage in a play on the men's varsity. We have a pin down on the lane, so we got assistance coming for that. But while we do, we have a moment to talk about it. We can talk about, again, the first game, Joey Mahowick at 2:33 the first game for McKeesport varsity. And then also for McKeesport varsity, the first game, Melissa Malakny had a 2:04. And for Woodland Hills girls, their standout, Jonna Hill, had a 2:24 the first game. So there was some good bowling going on between these young people here, young high school bowlers. It's good to see high school bowling alive and well here in Western Pennsylvania. We have some good up-and-coming stars, bowlers that we look forward to seeing bowling, maybe on a collegiate level. Maybe some of them even get to the next level. So it'll be interesting to see. But nonetheless, the Lady Wolverines found themselves in a hole 2-0. And looks like bowler for the Lady Tigers just struck on the right lane. Andre Suprak just missed that. Spare conversion, got 7 and a 1. So right now the score for this third match is the McKeesport Tigers are winning 98 to the Wolverines of 63 right now here in the second frame of the third game, live at Oak Lanes here in White Oak, Pennsylvania, live on Roxamore Sports. The approach, and it's a strike. Mike Farrington, great ball. Down and in shot, great shot. Not a lot of revs on his ball, laid pretty slate and stayed straight, right in the 1-3 pocket, and all 10, good. Great shot. Up on the left lane, you got Landon Basila looking for a 10-pin conversion. 10-pin standing up. On the right lane, his approach. Two-handed bowler, straightens the ball out, good. Picks up, conversion on the spare. Great pickup on the 10-pin. Tyler Larson on the right lane. High rev, great bowler. 10 pins in the pit. Strike. Good ball. Up for the McKeesport Tigers, Joey Mahawick is up, one of the top bowlers. Big shot, little high. Leaves a 4-7. Ball goes a little high. Looks like he got a little light on that shot. On the right lane, Dan Patowski shoots it down and in. A little light shot, light in the pocket. Leaves a 7-pin. Should be an easy spare conversion for him as well. Joey's up on the right lane trying to convert the 4-7. The approach. Lays the ball down good. Ball walks over, takes out both the 4 and the 7. Looks like Dan also converts his spare. Great pickup by those young men. Good, solid spare conversion by both of those young men. Up for McKeesport Tigers, Zach Bosnack again on that right lane. He's a right-handed bowler. Holds the ball down, out the second arrow. Ball looks like it goes a little flat into the pocket, leaves a 10-pin. Tina the 10-pin stands up. Dominic Howie on the right side. Rolls the ball. Has kind of a sideways spin on the ball. Leaves a difficult spare. Zach picks up his 10-pin. Great shot, Zach. Dominic has, looks like a 1, 2, 3, 6 spare conversion. And he throws a gutter ball. Ball goes in a gutter. Up on the right lane for McKeesport, you have Rich Graham. He leaves a baby split there on the left lane. This can be converted. He's going to have to be perfect with the ball and get the ball right in between the 2 pins. And it looks like he picks up 1. It looks like he picks up the 8-pin. Up on the right lane for the Wolverines, Andrew Suprak, and he looks to convert the 9-10, and he picks the 9-pin and knocks it around the 10. Oh, what a miss. Little light with that shot. Needs to get that ball out a little bit further on the lane and let it walk in and take both of those pins out. And it looks like on the left lane, McKeesport bowls, and they leave 2 pins. That was for Lucas Kelly. And it looks like his ball went high, it went Brooklyn, and he left 2 pins on that lane. So on the right lane, we have Mike Farrington, and he leaves 3 pins up. It looks like he has the 5, 6, 9 to pick up. Good shot. Lucas misses it. The spare conversion. Chops it. So early in the third match here, rubber match, the score is McKeesport 164 to Woodland Hills 157. These teams split the first 2 matches, first 2 games. And so here this is the deciding game here to decide the match for either team. Right now, neither team is on fire. We have one guy that looks like he's bowling pretty good. For the Wolverines, Mike Farrington has 2 strikes and a spare so far. Good ball there by Landon Bazala. He bowled a strike there, and that gives him 3 closed frames out of 3, so gives him at 40 in the second frame. So we have a big split there on the right lane for Tyler Larson. That's going to be a very difficult spare conversion. He can pick it up, though. Looks like he'll have to hit that, looks like the 8 pin. He'll have to slide that 8 pin over into the 10, but it's going to take a Ginsu knife to get it there. So it's going to be difficult for him. And he does not convert it. Up on the left lane, we have Joey up. The spare conversion picks up the 8 pin. Heading down to the end of the third frame, we have a split for Dan Potowski here on that right lane. Looks like he has a 7-9 split. It's not. That's going to be a difficult spare as well, but it can be converted. It's just he needs to get that ball out like he's shooting at the 10 pin and let the ball funnel over and just cut that 9 pin over and let it go over and take out the 7. Dominic Howie up on the right lane. Bowls a good ball, gets 8. Great shot. Good try. Great try by Dan. Great try by Dan. So at the end of 3 frames here in game number 3, it looks like the Wolverines have about a 9-pin lead, 214 and 205 over the McKeesport Tigers right now at the top of the 4th frame. Zach Bosnack on the right lane for McKeesport Tigers bowls a strike. Great ball. Zach has a great approach, great, very stand-up approach, great knee bend, releases the ball, lets the ball work on the lane. The ball rolls right up to the 1-3 pocket. It's a strike. Andrew Suprak on the right lane for the Woodland Hills varsity boys leaves a split. Looks like he leaves a 6-7 split, which can be converted. Once again, he needs to get the ball out, throw a straight ball like he's throwing at the 10, but he throws it into the gutter. So no conversion on that for Andrew. Great try, though. He understood the concept and trying to pick up that spare. Up on the right lane for McKeesport is Rich Graham, and he misses a bucket. He missed a whole host of pins there. Got to pick up something out of that. Great bowl there by Mike Farrington on the left lane for Woodland Hills. He bowls a strike. He tosses the ball slightly out over about the 12th board, and lets the ball walk up to the pocket, hits the 1-3 pocket. Good shot. Great shot on that right lane for McKeesport Tigers. Lucas Kelly, great strike. Brooklyn shot by Tyler Larson. He's playing on the left-hand side of the lanes there. He's a righty, but he played the left-hand side of the lanes. Throws a strike. Brooklyn. I guess you have to take those when you can. When you throw good shots, sometimes you don't get the carry. When you throw a bad one, sometimes you miss it good and you end up with a strike. So we take it all as it comes. Bowling is that kind of game. It all evens out. So it looks like the bowlers are starting to heat up a little bit here. I've seen 3 or 4 strikes here in the last couple frames. So it looks like going down the stretch here, we're in for a dog fight here. Up on the right lane. Landon for McKeesport is up. Gets a 9. Looks like he leaves a 6-pin. Up on the left lane for McKeesport was Dan Patowski. And Dan leaves 4 pins. Looks like he leaves a 1, 2, 4, 5. So that's not the easiest spare to convert, but before that, Landon's up on the right lane. He converts at the pin, and he just misses it off to the left. Dan is up for his spare conversion, and he gets all the pins. Once again, he left the sleeper pin behind there, and that's the difficulty in that spare conversion. You have to get the ball to drive through those pins to carry the pins that are in back. So at that point, that was why he missed that conversion. His ball deflected off of there and left the back pin. Great shot up. Joey Mahowit on the right lane. Strike. Good ball, Joey. Up on the left lane is Zach Bosnack again for the McKeesport Tigers, and he leaves 1 pin. He leaves an 8-pin. So that should be a fairly easy spare conversion for Zach. Up on the right lane is Dominique Howie for the Wolverines, and he throws the ball, and Dom leaves a 1-3-6, which again is not that difficult, but depending on what type of ball you bowl, he bowls more of a straight ball, so he may have some difficulty picking up this spare. Good pick up there for Zach on that spare conversion on the left lane. Great job. Dominic is up on the approach, and he lays the ball down, and looks like he's just going to be wide of the pins and just get 7 in that frame. Up on the right lane, Rich Graham is up, and he bowls 8, and he leaves 2 pins. It looks like he leaves the 2-4. On the right lane, that was Andre Suprak for the strike, a high strike. Carried the pins, got 10 in the pit. Good pickup there by Rich on that left lane. Good pickups, good spare conversion as he had that sleeper pin behind there. So here after 4 frames, it looks like the McKeesport Tigers have taken over the league, 307 to 278 for the Wolverines. We are in the 5th frame. Wide shot for Lucas Kelly on that left lane. That barely held on. He got that ball over across 1 board, and it held on, went out over the gutter and held on, and came back, and he ends up with 8 pins. So we'll have to take a break on that left lane as we have a pin down again. We'll be looking for assistance from the house to come out and clear that pin out, spot that pin. On the right lane, that was a good pickup for Mike Farrington on a spare conversion. So on lane 15, we had the 3-pin fall down, so they're going to have to get out there and spot that. Spot the one, or the one is already standing, spot the 3-pin on that lane 15. While we wait on that, on the right lane, we have Tyler Larson up to bowl for the Wolverines. Tyler's approach, up, great shot, and he carries 10 in the pit. That was like TNT dynamite there by Mr. Larson. Great shot, laid the ball down well, great follow through, 10 in the pit. It's amazing how when you do the right things on the approach, your ball speed, your approach, your release is right, the results come out good. So that was a great ball by Mr. Larson there. The right lane for the Wolverines, we have Dan up. Up on the approach. Ball is out. Great shot. 10-pin. Tina the 10-pin stands up. Looks like his shot was a little bit flat. Didn't get quite up on the head pin as you want to see. He got into the 1-3 pocket, but did not get up on the head pin as you'd like to see to carry out those corner pins. Sometimes that light hit will carry, but it looks like in this house you need to be high flush. Dan's up, and he converts on a 10-pin. He gets Tina the 10-pin out of there. Great shot, Dan. So we're ready for action again on lane 15. We got Lucas Kelly up for a spare conversion, and he's up, and he scores, and he carries 2 pins. Great spare by Lucas. Up on the right lane for the McKeesport Tigers. Is Zach Bosnack, and he bowls a split. Zach bowls looks like a 6-7 split there. Great shot on a left lane by Landon for the McKeesport Tigers. So they'll be a little bit behind and have to get caught up here because of the delay on the right lane. So we'll be slightly off on our bowlers, won't be matched up, but I'm sure they'll get it caught up here. As for McKeesport right now, their anchor bowler, Joey, is up on the approach. Lays the ball down, gets the ball out over. Looks like he gets it a little wide. He gets the ball out to about 3 board, and he gets a strike. A light. I'm not sure how that ball struck at all, but nonetheless, the bowling gods were with Joey in that regard. All right. Once I said is it all evens out in bowling. Sometimes you throw a great shot and you don't carry, and then you throw a terrible shot and it carries. That's how it is in the life of a bowler. Great shot, Joey. Great shot. The biggest thing is when you look at the score, there's an X up there. So it doesn't tell the story, but there is an X. Up for Woodland Hills again is Dominic. He bowls, and he looks like he gets 3 pins. Up on the right lane, we have a spare by Zach Bosnack. He had a 7 and a spare. So right now, after 5, it looks like the McKeesport Tigers are spreading their lead out over the Woodland Hills Wolverines, 391 to 352, here at the top of the 6th frame. Left lane there, Mr. Lucas Kelly bowls a strike. That lefty, I'm going to say these lefties have an unfair advantage because there's not many people playing on that left side of the lane, so they have the oil pattern to themselves. Doesn't break down much, but nonetheless, you have to take advantage of what you have. Right now, we are playing on a 44-foot oil pattern, so which should be similar to a house pattern for these guys. It's a high street modified pattern, and it allows for high scoring for these high school athletes. Should be a fairly easy pattern. Allow for the bowlers to get the ball out to the outer part of the lane and use the friction to bank back and get the ball to come back to the pocket. So it should allow for some decent scores. And on the right lane, we have Mr. Landon up, and he throws a strike. Great ball. Great ball there. On the left lane, we have a spare conversion, and it looks like he's wide. Mr. Suprak is wide, misses a spare. Looked like he rushed a little bit on his approach there. As you know, bowling is very tactical. You have to do the same things every time from start to finish. When you pick up the bowling ball, you have to have a routine. Start in the same position, finish in the same position so you can get the same results. But when you rush and you run, it doesn't work for you. So up on the left lane is Joey. And it looks like he left a 7-pin. So he's going to get up and try to convert this 7-pin, which shouldn't be a problem for him, a bowler of his caliber. He's a fairly established bowler. 7-pin's fairly easy. Lay the ball down and let it walk over and take out the 7-pin. Great spare conversion. On the left lane, you have Mike Farrington. And this is a baby split, but it can be converted to 6-10. You need to let the ball go, carry the 6 and the 10 out, just like that. Great shot, Mike. Great shot. Up on the left lane for the Wolverines, Tyler Larson. On the approach, he's off of a double, and he gets the ball down at about 10, lets the ball roll up to the pocket, and he just obliterates the rack. So a little turkey time here for Mr. Larson. I know we are past Thanksgiving, but still a little turkey. A little gobble gobble for Mr. Larson. Up for the Wolverines again, Dan Patulski. Lays the ball down in the pocket. Great shot. Little light hit, but he carried. So that's a strike. As the Wolverines seem like they're digging in for a fight here. So after 6 frames, we have the McKeesport Tigers with 460 and the Woodland Hills Wolverine boys varsity team with 418. So they're trailing, but they can still get back in this match. Great ball up for Zach Bosnack, and he leaves a split. Ugly split. Ugly split. So he'll get up there, and this can be converted, but it's going to be difficult. In the meantime, we have Dominic Howie up on the right lane. Approach, lays the ball down, and he leaves 4 pins. So this spare conversion is the 6, 7, 10. And up, gets the ball to the right, takes out the 6 and the 10. He needed to take that 6 pin and slide it over into the 7, but that didn't happen. That's a difficult spare conversion. But great effort, though, for this young man. Up on the right lane for the Wolverines, another strike. Mr. Andrew Suprak, strike. So up on the left lane, Rich Graham, and he picks the 7 pin out of the entire rack. That's difficult to do. It's not often you can pick a pin out of the rack like that, so I'm sure he wasn't doing that on purpose. He'll try to get the ball in the pocket on the next ball. Up on the right lane for the Wolverines, great shot by Mike Farrington. He crushes the pocket, but he leaves an 8 pin. Looks like Rich for the Tigers rolls a gutter ball on that second ball. I'm not sure. Maybe he was looking at the pins. He took his eye off his mark and just bowl the ball into the gutter. So spare conversion on the right lane for Mike. He up, right-handed. This should be fairly easy for him, and he misses it. Left. One thing on this shorter oil pattern like this, you cannot miss the ball left of the pins. Because it's such a short oil pattern, the ball will reach the friction end on the back end, and it will curve away from the mark. So it's better to miss it to the right than it is to miss it left of your target, as the ball will curve once it gets to the end. So that was a great shot there by Landon of the Tigers on that left lane to throw a strike, and that gives him a double. So up on the right lane is Tyler Larson. Is already working off a triple, and he gets a little high, and he leaves a 6-pin. So he's off of his string of strikes here. Up on the right lane, you have Landon that's up again. On the approach, two-handed bowler there, drops the ball down, and he crushes the pocket. So that two-handed bowling style has gotten popular here in the last few years. We have seen some pro bowlers come out with this two-handed style and really made it popular. So a lot of these young people are doing it. I can't do it. I'm a great bowler. I love to bowl, but that two-handed ball is a lot of effort. I'd much rather stick with the one-handed ball, but a lot of these kids are doing it, and they're very successful. They create very high rev rates, and they're able to get a lot of ball speed and create a lot of reaction out of those pins on the back end. So here in the 7th frame, the McKeesport Tigers are leading the Woodland Hills Wolverines 533 to 499. Live on Roxamore Sports, we have the Woodland Hills versus McKeesport bowling live on Roxamore Sports Network. Up for a 10-pin conversion by Dan. Good pickup there, Dan. 10-pin conversion. Hard. It's difficult when Tina stands up. 10-pin Tina, that's what I call her. Difficult spare conversion for Joey as he left a washout there. Difficult. He needed to get that head pin over to take out the 10-pin. He picked up everything except for that. So that's a difficult. Maybe he's going to have to move because he's starting to get a different ball reaction. So he may have to move or change balls here. On the right lane, we had Zach up for McKeesport, and he bowls a strike. In the left lane, we have Dominic up, and he bowls a 7. Dominic leaves a 1-3-6. And that's, once again, that 1-3-6 is not the easiest spare conversion. Up on the right lane, we have Rich up. He's rolling a straight ball, and he pretty much leaves the right side of the pins up. He looks like he takes out the 2-4-7, and he leaves everything else up. This is a pretty difficult spare conversion. Good try by Dominic. Picks up everything except for the 1 pin. So this spare conversion, right lane by Rich, is up, and he misses him. So that's a tough frame there for McKeesport. He only gets a 4 on that frame. Up on the right lane, in the pocket, is Andre Suprak. Good shot there. It's a strike. He's on a double there. So up for McKeesport is Mr. Lucas Kelly, and he is working on a double right now, looking for some turkey. I know it's after Thanksgiving, but maybe for Christmas they'll want some turkey. So we'll see what he can do here. We have the pins reset. I guess maybe they had the pins off spot, so they wanted to get a clean rack. On the right lane, left lane, we have Mike up, and his approach up, ball in the pocket, little flat, leaves a 10-pin. Tina the 10-pin stands up for Mike. He'll have that spare conversion coming right up. Up on the right lane, Mr. Lucas is up. The approach, he's a left-handed bowler, very smooth. He pulls it, and it goes Brooklyn. And the ball, the pin, 7-pin, wobbles but stands up. So looks like he got a little bit fast with his feet on that one, caused him to pull the ball and gets the ball slightly to go Brooklyn. But nevertheless, 10-pin conversion on the left lane for Mike, and he misses it. On the left lane, Mr. Lucas is up, and he also misses the corner pins. So one of the things about when you shoot at these corner pin spares, what I found is you have to walk towards the pin to force the ball to get over there. If you close your shoulders and you roll the ball straight, when the ball gets to the end of the lane and it hits the friction, it's going to actually drive away from the pin. So up on the left lane, anchor bowler, Tyler Larson up. Bowls a strike. Great shot by Mr. Tyler. Up on the right lane, Landon. Mr. Landon for the McKeesport Tigers. And he is currently working on a turkey. Let's see if he can have some sides and fixings to go with his turkey. Two-handed bowler. Gets the ball down, and it goes high. Brooklyn carries the 7-pin. Wasn't a great shot, but it counts. Landon, great shot. Up on the left lane for the Wolverines. Dan was up, and he bowled a 9, and he leaves the 10-pin. So, again, once again, for the right-handed bowlers, the 10-pin is not the easiest one to pick up. He has great position. He walks towards the pin, and he throws it maybe about 20 miles per hour. He got that one up to about 22 miles per hour to force that ball to stay on the line and cover that 10-pin. Great spare conversion. On the right lane, we have Joey up, the anchor bowler, and he looks like he made an adjustment, and he looks like he left a 5-pin, so that should be an easy conversion for Joey. And he lays the ball down early, and it runs past there. One thing about being a bowler, too, you have to have a short memory. You know, when in these bowling matches, when you start thinking about it and you start trying to figure out where to lay the ball down and you start aiming the ball, you have to just really be focused and just be free and let the ball go. Have a short memory and roll the ball. I always tell people you have 15 seconds to be upset with a shot. You know, that's very important that as a bowler, you have 15 seconds to say, okay, I made a bad shot, and then you have to commit to the next shot. So that's very important to be able to keep a clear head and a clear mind to go on to the next shot. It's all about execution. Up on the right lane, again, we have Dominic up for the Wolverines, and looks like he gets 7 and leaves 3. Looks like he leaves a 1, 2, 4. And so this is a difficult conversion because Dominic rolls a kind of a straight ball, so he doesn't have a lot of movement on his ball, so he has to be very precise with his ball placement. Dominic is up, and he rolls the ball, and he picks up the spare. Great spare by Dominic, great spare. Up on the right lane for the McKeesport, and he gets out of a split. Rich Graham gets out of a split. Looks like he was going to have a 5-7 split, but it looks like the pin fell at the last moment. Just leaving Rich with the 7-pin. This should be a fairly easy conversion for him. What you want to do on this one is you run up to the right, and then you aim over that middle arrow to get the ball down. Ooh, split on the right lane for Andre Suprak. Oh, and it looks like Rich misses that spare conversion, that 7-pin spare conversion. Looks like the ball may have slipped out of his hand. But nonetheless, he misses a 7-pin. So up on the right lane with an almost impossible spare conversion is Andre Suprak. Good try. He gets the ball over there to the right and tries to get the pin out, but nonetheless, open frame. Up on the left lane for the McKeesport Tigers. Good ball placement, great rotation, great shot by Lucas Kelly. A little high on the right lane. Great shot for the Woodland Hills Wolverines, but as these lanes transition and the lanes dry up, because you have 10 bowlers on this pair, and they're actually, the ball's going down and soaking up the oil each time, which is causing the ball to react a little differently. Right now, the balls seem to be running high for a lot of players, so they may need to migrate inside. Up on the left lane, Mr. Landon's up on a 4-bagger, and 5 in a row. So Mr. Landon has a little turkey, a little dressing, a little sides. So he's keeping his streak going. Up on the right line, Mike Farrington converts the 10-pin. Great shot. Well, let's see if McKeesport's top bowler, Joey, can loosen up here and just roll the ball. He has great form. Up on the approach, rolls the ball down. Looks like a good shot. Great shot. He pures it. Great shot, Joey. Way to focus. Good focus. Great. Kept his shoulders square to the line. Let the ball go out. Roll up to the pocket. Up on the right lane for the Wolverines, Tyler Larson leaves a baby split. So he should be able to make this. This is not the most difficult conversion. It's a 6-10 split. Not the most difficult one. You can either hit this two ways. You can get the ball in between the 6 and the 10, or you can drive the 6 into the 10. So you have a margin of error on this shot, which many times people shoot for it one way and pick it up another way. So let's see what he does here. Tyler's up on the approach, and he rolls the ball, and he takes it out. Perfect shot. Gets the ball in between both the 6 and the 10. Great spare conversion for Tyler for Woodland Hills. So here, at the end of the 8th frame, the score right now is the McKeesport Tigers 689 to the Woodland Hills Wolverines 643. This is men's varsity bowling here live in White Oak, Pennsylvania on Roxamore Sports. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for letting us be a part of your early afternoon on this Wednesday afternoon. Up for the Wolverines. Once again, Dominic is up, and he throws the ball down the middle. He leaves Tina, the 10-pin. Stands up again. So that's going to be a difficult pickup for him, but he should be able to pick that up. Up on the right lane for the Wolverines is Dan Patowski, and he converts the spare. Looks like he converts the 4-pin. That was a 4-pin. Great spare by Dan. So on deck for the Wolverines is Zach Bosnack again, and that's for the McKeesport Tigers, and up for the Wolverines is Dominic Howard. He tried to get the ball at the 10-pin, but it actually held on the lane for a little while, curved into the gutter at the last minute. Up for the Wolverines next is Rich Graham. Up for the McKeesport Tigers, Zach Bosnack bowled at 8. And it looks like he leaves the 5-8. So great ball there by Andrew Suprak for the Wolverines. First ball in the 10th frame here. So let's see if Zach can pick up this sleeper pin here. He lays the ball down. It doesn't, and he picks it up. The ball takes out. Ball takes out the 9, it looks like. So he hits the ball hits the front, takes out the 6 and the 9. Great spare, so he gets a bonus ball. Here on the right lane, Andre Suprak, he up, and his second ball, he gets a 8 in a 10th. So he can pick this up and convert, and that would give him 20 in the 10th frame. So Zach is up with his bonus ball in the 10th, and he pures it. He gets a little light hit him light and let him fight. He laid the ball down, and it mixed the pins up, and he gets 10. So that gives him 20, and he finishes with a 148. Dominic Howie finishes with a 74. So right now here in the 10th frame, we have The Wolverines trailing in a close match, 700 to 709. And it looks like Mike Farrington has a sleeper there. He leaves a 1. Looks like he leaves a 3-6-9-10. 3-6-9-10 on that left lane. On the right lane, Rich Graham shoots at his spare conversion and leaves it open. So here, looks like it's going to be tight going down the stretch because the McKeesport Tigers are on several marks, and that is a chop for Mike Farrington. That was a great game for Mike, a 166. But on the left lane here, up for the McKeesport Tigers, Lucas Kelly, and he's on a strike in the foundation frame. Gets the ball up, and 10 in the pit. So that's a double here for Mr. Lucas Kelly here. Up on the right lane for the Wolverines, Tyler Larson. And he crushes a pocket. Great shot by Tyler Larson. 10 in the pit. So one of the things is I would like to point out for a lot of people that haven't seen bowling or don't bowl is that it's not as easy as it looks. There is oil on there, and that's the factor that really affects a lot of the bowling that a lot of people don't see. You know, a lot of times if you go out and you do open bowling, there's not a whole lot of oil out there, and you can pretty much throw the ball and do pretty much anything you wanted to do. But when you get into high school and college and professional bowling, they make the oil patterns a lot more difficult, which require you to have a lot better skill level and be more precise with hitting your mark and getting the ball to the pocket and making adjustments as the oil patterns change. So these bowlers at a high school level are bowling very well, and all they need to do is continue to work at their craft and hone it in to be successful and maybe have an opportunity to bowl maybe in college or on the next level. So on the spare, on the left lane, Mr. Landon bowled a gutter ball off after his first strike in the 10th, and he gets a 7 on that ball, ends up with a 167. So up on the right lane for the Wolverines, Tyler Larson, spare conversion. Great game by Tyler Larson. He finishes with a 215. Up for the McKeesport Tigers, looks like they're going to let Landon up. Mr. Landon is up, and he is working on actually a 5-bagger. So we're going to see if Mr. Landon get a 6-piece and maybe a couple biscuits to go with it. And he's up on the approach. Two-handed bowler, great shot, high revs. Oh, and he leaves it. Great shot. Landon leaves an 8-pin. They call that 8-pin a true tap. I mean, you can hit pure in the pocket and leave an 8-pin, and that's what happened with Landon on that shot. That was a great shot. On the left lane, Dan Patulski for the Wolverines gets up, and he throws a strike, his first ball in the 10th frame. So he's up with a bonus ball, too, as well. Spare conversion for Landon. So that gives him 207 in the 9th, 217 in the 10th, plus he has a bonus ball to come. So that will do it. As the Wolverines, it looks like that they are going to lose this game by a small margin, as the Tigers have one more bowler to go, and right now they are leading by 1 pin. The score right now is 772. The Wolverines have 772, and the Tigers have 773. So the Wolverines finished the total because as they're done, their last bowler, their anchor bowler just bowled, and they have a 774. And the McKeesport Tigers already have secured this third and final game. They have 779 with their last anchor bowler up to bowl. And Joey lays the ball down, and he crushes the pocket and leaves Tina the 10-pin up. So I'm sure Joey will pick this one up. Again, 797. The score right now is 797. McKeesport Tigers to 774. The Woodland Hills Wolverines. So this third game and this match between the McKeesport Tigers and the Woodland Hills Wolverines will go to the Wolverines with the final score. That total will be 797 to 774. The McKeesport Tigers win here on Roxamore Sports live at White Oak Lanes. We'd like to thank you for spending this afternoon with us, coming out to enjoy an afternoon of high school bowling. This is our first opportunity to come live with you, do our high school bowling, but we look forward to bringing you more action. Some of our great bowlers today. We had some great bowlers show up today for both teams. In the ladies division, for the Woodland Hills Wolverines, we had Jonna Hill bowl. She was a standout with a 224 game. And also Joey Mahowick for the Wolverines also was a standout bowler for the McKeesport Tigers. So I would like to thank you for spending this time with us here this afternoon at White Oak Lanes, live on Roxamore Sports, where the Woodland Hills Wolverines, boys and girls varsity bowling, were both defeated by the McKeesport Tigers. The Lady Wolverines lost 3 matches, and the male varsity boys Wolverines lost 2 games to 1 in a great shootout with the McKeesport boys varsity team. There was some great bowling, some great spare conversions. One of the things about bowling is you'll find out that you have to be very precise, and these kids are out here, these young adults are out here practicing, and they're honing in their skills. And so we would like to thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more sports here, a variety of sports live on Roxamore Sports. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Roxamore Sports, have a great afternoon. Have a good night.